Hey everyone, it's Clint. I'm gonna make what do I call this? This is a sequel to not my own video. This is a sequel to your boy Zach's video. He posted one earlier this morning on Bill Willingham, and Bill Willingham is apparently really considering crowdfunding comics and the state of the industry. And it's just really interesting to see more and more comic book pros as they come to terms with the fact that the industry has changed. And so I want to talk about that. First, don't forget to check out Fatal. Look at this, 849 backers. So one more will make 850, which is just a nice number. But this backer number is just climbing. And if you look at this, Downcast Rise and Fall, 870 backers is the current total for Downcast. And so it's really cool to see that we're going to pass, we've already passed the dollar amount, but we're going to pass the total backer number on Rise and Fall shortly. Like, it is coming. So yeah, get in the link in the description below, check it out and back it. All right. So Bill Willingham posted this as well, September 5th. So this was yesterday that he posted this. I have not seen this until now. He says, "Confession time. I'm worried I'm too old and set in my ways to adapt. Crowdfunding requires learning many new skills. I suspect I'm among those who will cling to that dying old industry as others prosper, but none of that makes me think I'm wrong about the future of comics." And wrong about the future of comics is exactly what he said before, that you don't need other comics, essentially, is what he said. You only need one comic. You don't need retailers. You don't need I'm also going to push it here to say publishers. You don't need anything. All you need are customers. Now, I don't think that's completely true. I think that other aspects of the comic book industry are going to have to adapt if they want to be part of this industry upset. And I think some will do that. I think there will be successful retailers out there who figure out how to sell comics in other ways, I guess, or they're going to be selling a variety of things, whatever. That's not a problem I have to figure out, thank goodness. Publishers, there are publishers that are doing smart things, but I think the way that publishing has worked is going to be less effective and less important because creators can just publish their own stuff. Why would Scott Snyder, just be going to DC to write Batman books when he can do his own stuff? Not only that, but he's working with Image, but he has his own imprint of Image, which is New Jacket or Best Jacket, whatever it's called. Why would you do things the old way? And so Image Comics at least is, they're allowing him, Scott Snyder, to do crowdfunding. That means they're probably going to start allowing others as well to do crowdfunding. Alterna Comics, I'm an Alterna creator, and Peter Smeddy has done a fantastic job of adapting as a publisher to the changing industry. He's more forward thinking. He's doing things that publishers are going to be doing probably next year and maybe a few years after, once they realize that the writing is on the wall. But in this case, Bill Willingham, it's interesting because he's making some admissions, but at the same time, I don't know. This is just brutal honesty, essentially. He's worried that he's too old and that he won't be able to adapt. Now, I really think that there's not just one way to do crowdfunding. Despite the way that it looks, YouTube is fantastic for crowdfunding. It's fantastic for just promoting comics in general. But that's how people get to know you. If you could figure out other ways in social media, you could do that. You can adapt, you can grow. But essentially what it comes down to is you've got to find a way to market. And I know when I say that, I always get groans. There's some people that are like, all you ever talk about is marketing. It's not that marketing is super fun. It's that marketing is the foundation. Marketing allows you to make comics, period. That's why everybody wants to go to publishers, is because they're hoping that publishers have that marketing power that a writer does not. but you have much more pull. Not only that, is most publishers aren't going to bend over backward to get your thing done. What they want is low hanging fruit. They want a creator that already knows how to market and already has a social media platform. So, in either case, really, you need your own social media platform. You need to be able to get the word out to as many people as possible, and you're going to have to do it yourself, essentially. Uh, at least part of it. What it comes down to is working with other creators. Now, something he had said before is doesn't need to be other comics. I I disagree with that. I think that the way that this works best is if there are other people making comics and you can help each other out and cross promote. Your reach is so much wider that way. Uh, rather than creating new customers, new backers, new readers out of thin air is very difficult. But if you are cross promoting, you can actually sell. If somebody buys a Jason Brubaker book, they're pretty darn likely to also back a Downcast book. And so there's some good cross promotional opportunities. It's not really one or the other. It's it feeds the need for comics essentially. The other interesting thing is that he's calling the industry a dying old industry, uh, and it doesn't. None of this is set politics aside for a minute. Everybody thinks, for some reason, that there's some racist agenda behind saying that the comic book industry is dying. There's not. It's an observation from comics. Like, don't make it political. You're shooting yourself in the foot. Okay. Politics are a whole other matter. In this case, if you see the comic book industry and you realize that it's not going to exist the way that it does now, going forward, things are going to be very different. If you can realize that and accept that, then I think life's going to be a lot better. You'll start seeing opportunities a little bit differently. Okay. So I don't know. I want to know what your thoughts are on Bill Willingham's situation here. I get that not everybody, YouTube's not for everybody. It doesn't. It's not the best. Crowdfunding can be very difficult. I don't know what Bill Willingham's email list would look like, or what kind of marketing power he does have, what kind of reach, what kind of fan base. But essentially, if I was a pro working in the original system and I wanted to move over to the new system, the best and easiest thing I think you could do is find a way to be able to contact your fan base, pull them together, and energize them. That, if that is making videos and sending them out to your mailing list, then maybe that's worth a shot. If it's finding new customers elsewhere, you're gonna have to start from scratch. Essentially, you're starting a new platform. You're starting something different. But yeah, you've got to figure out how you're going to do it without existing characters that you don't own, and without existing publishers that frankly don't really care if you live or die. And I get it; it's hard. It is difficult. I'm kind of lucky in a way, really. The fact that I'm not an established comic book pro means that I don't have these expectations or these needs when it comes to making comics and sales numbers, and I'm not used to the old way because I've never been welcome in the old way. So it's almost nice just coming in with the understanding that I'm starting from scratch. I'm building something from the ground up, basement floor up, and having that attitude is, I think, the best way, the only way that you're going to be able to build a new social media platform, like a YouTube channel or something else. But it works. People still want comics at the end of the day. As long as there's people that want comics and that are willing to pay for comics, there will be plenty of people to make comics. But personally, if Bill Willingham goes out with the industry, I don't really care. There are enough creators. I don't know how else to say it. Sorry, Bill. there's so many people that want to fill this slot and pull in and that are capable of doing it, that I really still think if you're a comics fan, things are looking up. Things are looking like they're going to be great. So yeah. Anyway, that's it. Thanks very much. Check out Fatal, and I've got some plans. Oh, should I? I'll tag this on at the end. I had got a great idea. I was on a stream, and there was a backer that said, "Hey, why don't you do Dracula as like a ash can for your next Downcast campaign?" Because people want more Downcast. My readers, the people who are reading my books, say they want more Downcast. And so I want to do that. I want to create a new story arc. I still want to do Dracula, but Dracula is just a short story. I mean, it's a cool short story. I've got a cool idea for it, but it is a short story. So what I think I'm going to do is add Dracula as a separate kind of tier, so you could get Downcast, and then you could also add on Dracula if you want, and it would be maybe a floppy. I might even do a floppy and make it less expensive. Why not? Just something you could add on, so you get the story, you get the book. There's the gimmick, I guess, is there, but yeah, ultimately it's just it's just an addition. So that might be a good idea. So I'm not taking another 6 months on top of the 6 months to get the next Downcast book out. I want to sort of be a little bit more timely with production per page. That's the goal. Anyway, so let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next video.